Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought in the spirit of everyone does like their superlatives of the whole year and stuff, instead of doing my like beauty favorites, I don't really have a lot of beauty favorites. I'm not a beauty channel. And I just use the same crap over and over again. So, I thought I would do, and I posted this on my blog, just like my top 16 favorite moments of 2016, moments, memories, all that stuff. And I'm wearing my Bahumbug cropped tee today. It's from Aeropostale, which closed down this year, which was a very sad moment for me in 2016 because I love them. But yeah, since 2016 wasn't the greatest of years, a lot of like natural disasters happened, and the whole Fort McMurray fire in Canada, and obviously Trump winning the election. I'm not even from the US, I'm in Canada, but just like, how do you elect someone like that? Um, I thought I would try to remember. It took me a couple days to come up with 16 favorite slash moments, memories from 2016. So, we will jump right into it. This is in no particular order, as I just can't write anything. But what is number one on my list is I lost my virginity this year, and that was great. So I'm 25, and so yeah, I'm a late bloomer in that sense, I guess. I did a separate post on my blog about it, but overall, it was a very good experience. It was just the aftermath. The guy and I are like mutual friends. We know like he's friends with my friend's fiance, and so we had met a couple times and stuff, and I have a crush on him now, and I kind of liked him before too, but he had a girlfriend, and then like the when I went to his party on the night that I lost my virginity to him, um, he had broken up with that girlfriend. It wasn't my opinion to be like, oh hey, like I'm gonna try that. It was just like I'll flirt with him. It's nice to get attention, and he's a really nice guy and stuff, and he's still a nice guy. It's just like there was no thing that was gonna be after it. It was gonna be like this is what's happened. Like it was super awkward and great, and it was a great way to lose it to someone who was respectful of me. Um, but I don't know. I guess I, I've never had a boyfriend either, so I didn't have expectations of what was going to happen afterwards. I was just like, okay, this is like a one-off, and that's great. But I kind of already had some sort of feelings towards him before, and then afterwards, I was kind of just like try to reach out to him, and he never responded back to me, pretty much. Um, Even though we know we're gonna see each other again because we're in the same friend group. So that's the kind of the situation that goes on there. I was invited to a New Year's Eve party by him, but I'm not going to that because I just need to step away and focus on celebrating my New Year's with less anxiety because I get really worked up about that type of stuff. I'm really like insecure, I guess, with relationshipy stuff. Since I've never had a boyfriend, I'm just very like, you know, hyper in that sense. But this is a long number one. But anyways, I have to focus on the fact that the experience was great. It was a great first experience, and he was super respectful the whole time. And I am happy that I lost to someone who was respectful of me. So I am including that, and I'm trying to focus on that part instead of the aftermath. But yeah, number one is that. Number two is the Plato's Closet Conference. Every year, I've only been twice, but every year they have an annual Plato's Closet Conference for those who own Plato's or manage Plato's, and I am fortunate enough to be taken on these trips by our owner because I do manage a Plato's Closet, and it is amazing. Like you don't realize how many people go to these things. There's like 400 people that go, and this year was in Arizona, and it is so beautiful. I've never really been outside of um, Canada. I've been to like basically just like some places in Ontario, and I went to Quebec once and Ottawa once, and Florida like 4 times. And last year's conference was in Florida. And I've been to um, Mexico once. But I've never really been like visited any place inside the States at all, and I would love to visit more places and more of Canada as well. So I'm very fortunate that I got to be taken on these trips, and Arizona is so beautiful. We went to Phoenix, and the conference was great, learning all this stuff. Like, I'm really interested in that. Like, people go to these conferences and they like don't even go to like the seminars. Um, our owner would be really mad if we didn't go to them. But honestly, in that sense, I'm like excited to like learn about how to make the store that I manage much better, more profitable, and just like a better experience for customers and stuff. So I love going to them. I think they're great. And again, I'm very fortunate enough that I could be taken on these trips. So now, number 3 is my favorite book from this year, and it's now one of my favorites like of all time, and that is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. It wasn't released this year. I think it was released 2 years ago or last year, but I had seen some people on YouTube like start talking about it, and when I picked it up, the girl at the counter was like, "Oh, a lot of people have been like talking about this book," and I'm like, "I don't even like horror, so I would never normally read a Stephen King novel because I cannot stand horror movies or books and stuff. I get like scared a lot, the creepiest things, like the stupidest things. But I'm very into like crimey sci-fi, and I think just before that book, I read The Library at Mount Char, which is by Scott Hawkins, I believe, and it was just like, whoa. Uh, or just after this. I don't know. I was kind of on like a hype to read like a really good book, and 11/22/63 is phenomenal. I just can't even express how great it is. I just think everyone should read it. It's about 1,000 pages. I read it in about 5 days, which is like pretty good for me. Like to read a 1,000 page book, normally I can read like a book in like a day and a half, but it's very like intense. And just like overall like, a great novel, and like I will recommend it to anyone. It is so good. It's about trying to change the Kennedy assassination and going back in time and all the sci-fi stuff and how like almost like the butterfly effect, and it is so good. So number 4 is my favorite song from this year, and that would be Closer by the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey. I love the Chainsmokers. They're like my favorite EDM duo or EDM band, artists. I don't listen a lot to like EDM music and stuff, but they do make a lot of good remixes, and they released, and Selfie is okay, but they released a song, and then Halsey was on it, and I love Halsey, and yeah, it is just the greatest song ever. I'm 90% sure it will be named, if it hasn't already, or if the song hasn't been released yet, for what is like the top song of 2016, because I feel like it was on the number 1 chart for like 12 weeks, but we will see. Yeah, it was great. Number 5 is the Drink Olympics, which might sound weird, but my friend has like a cottage weekend every summer, or I try to have at least 2, but the one that I went to, we started a new tradition called the Drink Olympics, and one of my friends as well made like a trophy out of old like beer cans and like spray painted it gold and like hung up like medals on it. Like it was so cool, and we're all over the age of 19 or 21 wherever you live. So we were drinking responsibly. Um, and we called it Drink Olympics instead of Beer Olympics because not everyone drinks beer. I don't drink beer. And we made like all these little like races. So we had like beer pong, and then we had like a relay race, and then we had this one that like was like you had to like put your head to a bat and spin around and chug a beer. It was really, really sickening. But it was super fun, and it took up like the whole afternoon, and it was just like really fun, and I really love it. So number 6 was getting my tattoo in Vegas. So after we went to Phoenix, Arizona, since we don't really like relax while at the conference, our owner has taken us usually the next day to somewhere else. So like last year we went to a Harry Potter theme park in Orlando, and this year we drove and ended up in Vegas because it was cheaper to just fly to Vegas. We were only there for about 8 hours, so we arrived about 8 p.m. at night, and our flight we had to be at the airport before at 4. So we literally had like 8 hours to just experience Vegas. And while the owner and her husband just, went to sleep for the night, myself, my manager, and the other manager of our other location decided to go out. And it was really fun. But the favorite moment was getting my tattoo, which is a pizza slice in Vegas. So I've always kind of wanted a pizza slice. I do wish that like now that it was a little bit more over, but half the reason I got it was because I wanted to get a tattoo in Vegas, and my manager got a tattoo on her wrist as well, and yeah, this little guy cost me $160 Canadian, thanks to the exchange rate. But it was just a fun time and a good experience. I really enjoyed it. So number 7 was going to the Grand Canyon. So because again we were in Phoenix, we drove to the Grand Canyon and to Hoover Dam, and while it was very stressful to drive in a car for 6 hours to get to the Grand Canyon, it is like amazing. I think everyone should visit the Grand Canyon if they can. It is just actually so vast. I didn't realize how big it was. It is just like goes on for miles and miles, and it's so beautiful. And I'm really happy that I was able to visit the Grand Canyon. So number 8 was I said goodbye to an awful friend this year, and that has made me very like happy about it, I guess. This friend, ex-friend, um, she undermined me in my work, and she was very negative and stuff. And every time I talked to her, I would almost complain. And finally, she kind of, left in a sense, and then started trying to like, poke her head in my business again. And I just never responded, and I kind of like, in a sense, I guess, ghosted her. But she's probably wouldn't care anyways. And yeah, we haven't spoken for like 8 months, and honestly, it's like been like so much more like less stressful and less like I'm a lot more confident again in my abilities as a manager and stuff like that. So I felt like she was kind of trying to take over. So I'm very happy getting that negativity out of my life. Number 9 is all the girls' nights that I've ever had this year in mostly in Toronto, but any that I've had like in Barrie or in where I live right now. But all the girls' nights mostly with my friends in Toronto, just like, all of us going out and getting dressed up and going to our favorite bar and dancing and just all the memories you get and the poutine we eat afterwards. Yeah, it's been really fun. So I'm excited for more girls' nights next year. 10 is I decided to buy a house next year with my sister. This has come a long way because I live with my parents still. And my sister moved back to live with our parents because after she split from a long-term relationship, she came and moved back. And she was ready to buy a house with her significant other, but obviously that ended. So my parents were saying like, you guys should live together, and I cannot stand. I don't know if I could live with my sister. We live across the hall again, and we get into fights a lot. I love her to death, but we're just very like, she's very type A and I'm very type B, so I was like very against it. And I would say I want to try to rent first, and after seeing plenty of places and almost getting one, and then the guy screwed me over and all this stuff, I kind of was like, you know what, it might just be easier to buy a house. And so what we're going to do next year is we're going to buy a house, and she'll live on the upstairs, and I will live in a basement apartment. Two separate areas for ourselves. But we will pool our money together and we will buy a house. And yes, we can afford it for the most part. I mean, the freaking housing market is crazy, but for the most part, we can afford to buy a house. So I'm very fortunate about that too. I'm really lucky that I have all this to save money. My goodness, the housing market is insane right now. So hopefully we can buy a house, because if not, that would suck. But yeah, I am happy that have made this decision to do that. Number 11 is getting asked to be a bridesmaid in one of my best friend's weddings. So, yeah, she and her fiance have been dating for about 10, 11 months, and he asked her to marry him, and she said yes. And then, like, 2 days later, I was asked to be bridesmaids. I was really happy. I've never been to a wedding, and I've never even been in one, and this will be great to go to. I was kind of thinking I would be asked, but I wasn't sure because I don't know how many people want in their bridesmaids party or their bridal party. I know she has 2 sisters, and I was like, hey, it might just be her 2 sisters and her. But I was fortunate enough to be asked, and I'm very excited for it. So yay! I'm so nervous though. Walking down the aisle, like I know that the focus isn't even on me, but I feel like I'll just like fall and like whatever. Number 12 is one of my best friends coming home from Australia. So she no longer makes videos on YouTube, I believe, but her name was Dorm Room Divas, Geneva, and she left for Australia like 2 years ago and has been like working over there ever since. And then she finally returned home, and I was able to see her, so I'm very excited because I have missed her a lot. So I was very excited to see her, and it was like a great reunion, and we need to get together again. It's just I'm busy and she's busy, and yeah, it's just like busyness, but I'm really happy that I got to see her. So, number 13 was getting a raise this year. Um, like I wasn't really expecting it. I was kind of just like, I put all this hard work and effort towards back to school. It gets crazy at Paleo's Closets during back to school. It's one of like the busiest times. And it's like insane. And we had a lot of like staff leave and all that stuff. So I was like almost like there from like 9 a.m. till like 7 p.m. some days. Like I was like working off my butt. I would come in like 8 a.m. to some days to help like change over the displays. Like I don't have to be there. I get paid on salary, so I already get paid for my 8 hours and stuff. But I was like, I need this store to run like a well-oiled machine during these last couple of weeks. And so I was rewarded with a raise, and I'm really excited, and I was really happy about that. And it kind of goes into number 14 because I also got benefits this year. It was before my raise, which I was more excited, honestly. I was happy to get the raise, but I was happy to get benefits even more because it is very expensive trying to pay for glasses and birth control and all my other medication and seeing a doctor and all that stuff. And so they don't usually provide benefits, but they were able to provide me a benefit package, and I'm very excited that I was able to get it because it was much simpler, and the package, like the company that they got me for, is very fast in delivering the coverage, and it fully covers dental. I thought it was only like partially covers dental, but it covers all of it. Well, up to a certain amount, but like I don't use a lot of my benefits, but I'm so happy because I would have to like put off like cleaning and stuff because I literally do not have money to like it like costs me like $500 to get cleaned at a dentist. Do you know that? Did you know that? When you don't have benefits, it costs you that much, and thankfully I was able to get it just in time, so I'm very happy that I got that. Number 15 is my mom and I are no longer fighting as much. We don't get along a lot. People who say that their mom are their best friends, like it always like appalls me because I will not have that relationship with my mother anyways. And whatever. But my mom is a very like my sister, very type A personality. And so we used to fight a lot about my weight and stuff like that, and I'm not helping out. But since we'll go into number 16. But since I have like tried to like make myself a better me and stuff, we haven't been fighting as much, and so it's actually been like much more easier around here and stuff, and it's been great. So, I do love my mom, and I know she loves me, but yeah, we're just never gonna be best friends. It's just like a thing that happens, but I'm happy that we're no longer at each other's throats necessarily. So, kind of going along with that, but mostly for myself is number 16, which is I decided to begin a healthy lifestyle. I am overweight. I have known that for a while. It's not like a new thing. I would say like I'm fat, but I'm not like whoa. And it's just like I'm plus size. It's just like a fact of life. I'm plus size. It's not a mean thing to say. Telling me I'm fat is mean, but if I recognize myself, I am plus size. So, I had to visit my cholesterol doctor this in November, and because I have cholesterol medication, I hadn't visited him in 2 years, and the last time I went, he was kind of a dick. But this year, I was kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna go, and my cholesterol is gonna be the same because I haven't been eating right. But I kind of wanted to know, how do I start like exercising, because I do not exercise for the life of me. And how do I start eating better? Like I know how to eat better, but how do I do it? Like I know how to do it as well, but like how do I actually get into like the correction of doing it? So I went there. He wasn't a dick. And I asked him like, I love cheese and I love bread. How do I go about into a diet or a healthy lifestyle and not cut those out, because I will be sad if I had to cut out cheese and bread. And he just says like, eat low fat cheese and, like have more whole grain bread and stuff. Things that I think I would know, but I just like hadn't really cared about what I was putting in my body. So now I have like smoothies every other day, and I'm trying to like eat smaller portions. Although I had chips today, but whatever. It's just the holidays, and I'm still working out. And eat more vegetables and all that stuff. So, I'm trying to like choose healthy alternatives. Like if my mom makes fish and she's like, oh, you don't like fish, do you want chicken fingers? I'll be like, no, I'm gonna have the fish, okay? And then he said to work out for like 20 minutes a day every day. And then my friend, Sam, she told me about the Fit Girls Guide. And so now I have the workout regime for that, which is like you set your timer for 30 minutes, and you do a circuit. So like today I had to do 15 bridges, a 30-second swimmer, a 40-second wall sit, and 15 sumo squats. And then I added extra because I didn't do yesterday's workout. You repeat that 3 times, and then however many minutes you have left over, you do in terms of cardio. So I show the driveway today. But that's like a half hour workout each day, and that's really good, and I can do that. And I've seen improvement in like what I can lift and stuff. Like the first week that I worked out, oh my god, my arms, my legs were killing me. Oh my goodness, like you don't use any weights, you just use like push-ups and stuff, and my arms, I think like hurt me for like 3 days. My legs like died, like it hurt me to like wipe the windows at work and stuff. I almost like it was like excruciating pain. Not really, but like in a good way, you know? And then the next week, like last week, I did the workouts and it was fine. Like it was like hurting, but it was like less painful because I was getting better at it. So I do see a change. I've already lost 5 pounds in about 3 weeks. And I'm just feeling a lot better. So I'm really happy about choosing this lifestyle change and making this much like more of a focus for next year. And I want to kind of continue it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't mean to make it this long, but I had to talk and get like really into talking about it. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later. If I don't see you before I post a video next year, then have a great, Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, all that stuff, and I will see you in the new year. Have a wonderful New Year's, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.